Hello, Twisted Tree community. My name's Ryan, and today I've got a little bit of a neck practice for you to loosen up the neck, both the muscles and the nerves. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into a comfortable seat. You can be seated on your mat, on a bolster, on a chair. It doesn't really matter where, or you could even be standing or kneeling, if that feels good for your body this morning or today. It's morning right now for me. But go ahead and allow yourself to soften into your posture. We'll just take a couple mindful breaths here. Breathing in through the nose, filling into the chest, the ribs, the belly. And out the same way the belly softens, the ribs knit in, the chest softens. Take a couple rounds of those big full inhales and those complete exhales. In the beginning of my practice, when I'm starting breathing like this, I really like to think about the breath as creating the alignment within my body. So I allow the inhales to really move my body, to shift it, and allow the exhales to really settle me into the posture that I'm coming into. One or two more breaths here. And then allow your eyes to open. Notice how you feel just by tapping into the breath there. We'll begin to find a little movement in the neck. I encourage you to find a speed, a tempo that allows you to feel what's going on in the neck, but not overemphasize those little knots or tingles. So just continue to move through. We'll start by inhaling to bring the nose down, around, and up. And as you exhale, lower the nose down towards the chest. So the breath cycle is this really good metronome for finding that happy medium space for speed. A lot of times in our yoga practice, the speed that we move at can really distort our experiences. Sometimes in a way that's like, yeah, I want that distortion. I like to move fast and to like skim over some of those cranky, angry places. Or I like to move slowly and really get into some of those cranky, angry places. But there's something to be said to find that true reflective nature of where the body is at. So finding this breath to movement can really get you there. The next time your nose comes down towards your chest, pause. And we'll take that the other direction, inhaling to find that upward movement and exhaling to find that downward movement. Just making these circles. Maybe allow the eyes to soften or close. Couple more here. And then the next time you're bringing your head up, you can go ahead and stack it back through center. Notice how that feels. Maybe take a breath cycle or two just to let the dust settle from those movements. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring our right ear towards our right shoulder. From here, we're going to take that same side hand, that right hand, and just allow the weight of the hand to add a little bit more sensation. Notice if you're like pulling the shoulder up towards the ear, see if you can still soften it down, have space there. And then we're going to cross the other arm behind the body. So the arm behind the body, the back of the hand is towards the low back. Take a couple breath cycles here on this side. And then when you're ready, just release that left hand so that it reaches out long. And I want you to imagine pulling through the pointer and the middle finger, so energetically pulling through those fingers. And maybe finding a little twist in that left hand and noticing, ooh, where do I feel that sensation? Continuing to breathe here, telling the nervous system you may be doing something that you don't do every day, but it's okay. One more big inhale. And an exhale to release that side. Allow the hands to soften into the lap, the shoulders to soften down the back body. Take a couple rounds of breath to allow that side to settle. And then as you're ready, we'll begin to take it to the other side. So this time taking the left ear towards the left shoulder, bringing the left hand on top of the head. I almost like to bring my hand further than I like it to set and then energetically like slide it up the side of my head. Again, this is not a tugging or a pulling, but it's more of like a energetic nudge, an extra weight for the hand, for the head. After you arrive here, this could be enough. Or you can bring that right hand, bring the palm to face the back of the room, bring the back of the hand to the low back. Take a couple breath cycles here. You might be feeling this in front of the shoulder as well. When you're ready to release from this variation, you can release that right hand out. Imagine someone tugging on that pointer and middle finger. Begin to find just that little twist through the arm. Notice sensation here. If the twisting doesn't feel good, you can always just simply imagine that pull out with the palm facing down towards the mat. Ooh. You may feel this down the arm, down into the fingertips. Getting into some nerve stretching here as well as muscular stretching. One more big inhale. And an exhale to release that side. Allow that to settle with a few breaths in and out. So this next stretch that we're going to take, we're going to begin by turning our head towards the right side of our mat. And I want you to notice when you turn your head, do you have a tendency to like dip forward and then turn? So this will actually increase the amount you can move, but it doesn't necessarily stretch the neck in the ways that we want to. So we really want to find that stacked position. Head as close to over heart as your body allows in this moment, in this day. And then begin to turn just from the neck. No scooping, no swooping. Bringing the gaze, or the gaze over the right shoulder. And then begin to tuck the chin under to look at that shoulder. From here, you can take the right hand and place it on top of the head. And that left hand can come across the body here. Again, you can kind of find this energetic tug of the head, but it's not a literal tug. It's just this movement to energetically shift, sensation shift, experience. That left hand can be at the hip or at the knee or anywhere in between. Or it can simply be over here if this feels too intense. One more big inhale. And an exhale. As you're ready, begin to release that side, unwind the neck, notice how that feels. Two or three breaths just to reset. And as you're ready, we'll take that to the other side, taking the head and turning it over the left shoulder now. Bringing the gaze down towards the shoulder and taking that left hand, placing it on top of the head. Just this energetic pull, right? You can breathe here, or you can take that opposite hand across the body, anywhere it can land towards the hip, the thigh, or the knee. Or it can simply rest in the lap. feel this getting into like the back of my occipital, like where the occipital lobe is. It's not actually getting into my brain, the muscles there. Two more breath cycles here. And then as you're ready, release back through center. Notice how that has settled, with a few breaths in between. So this last stretch that we're going to come into is another one of those nerve stretches. So you might not muscularly feel this, you might not feel this in the muscles of the neck, but you'll likely feel it in the nerves, or in the nerve coming out from the neck into the arm. So the sensation could be anywhere from in the neck to in like the wrist area, and that's to be expected. So we'll take our right hand to our right shoulder. And then as we inhale, we're going to extend that arm out to the side and look over the opposite shoulder. So I'm looking over the left shoulder. I'm almost pressing my arm back until I feel that nerve sensation. And then exhale to bring the neck back through center, the hand back to the top of the shoulder. So we'll take that a couple times. Not pressing this so far that you feel tingly or numbness, but just so that you're feeling sensation. We'll take about 3 more. And bring the hand back towards the lap, and we'll let that settle for a moment. 2 to 3 breaths, just noticing. I like to think about these spaces in between as like when you shake up a snow globe, all of the little pieces are floating down, settling into new spots. And then as you feel compelled, we'll begin to take it to the other side. So we'll start by taking that left hand towards the left shoulder. And then as you inhale, open the arm out to the side, look towards the right. So you may notice a difference between the sides. That's okay. We may look symmetrical on the outside, but on the inside and in our movements, we generally aren't. So that sensation within the body is going to be different, as well as what we need on it each side. So if there's something that's calling to you on this side that's a little bit different, honor that, because it's likely that that thing is pulling you towards balance. Go about 3 more rounds on this side. I lost count, so we'll do 1 more. And bring the hands back towards the lap. Notice how that settled. Maybe you allow your eyes to close here. As you just bring that awareness to the neck, notice maybe how it's feeling after these few moments of practicing. Really not a whole lot of time here. You can stay here with the eyes closed in this meditative posture for as long as you feel compelled to. If you're feeling like I'm good with this short little neck practice, don't need no meditation today, you can bring your hands towards your heart space. The light and love in me sees the light and love in each and every one of you, and together we become stronger we become brighter. Allow that prayer to rise to that third eye center and begin to bow forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.